The late 1960s in Northern California were gripped by terror. A shadowy figure known only as the Zodiac Killer stalked the night, leaving a trail of bloodshed and cryptic messages in his wake. He preyed on young couples, taunting authorities with coded letters and chilling threats. To this day, the Zodiac's true identity remains a mystery, making this one of the most infamous unsolved serial killer cases in American history. The Zodiac's reign of terror began on December 20th, 1968, on a quiet lover's lane near Lake Herman Road in Benicia. High school sweethearts, David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, were on their first date when their lives were tragically cut short. Betty Lou, an honor roll student, and David, a wrestler, had no idea that their innocent night would end in such brutal violence. Parked in their car, they were ambushed by a figure who fired multiple shots, killing Faraday instantly and fatally wounding Jensen. A passing motorist discovered their bodies, forever marking this secluded spot as the beginning of the Zodiac's deadly game. Months later, on July 4th, 1969, the Zodiac struck again. This time, his victims were Darlene Ferrin, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, parked in a secluded area of Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo. Darlene, a wife and mother, was out with Michael when the unthinkable happened. The assailant approached their car, blinding them with a flashlight, and opened fire. Ferrin was tragically killed, but Mageau miraculously survived, providing investigators with a crucial eyewitness account. Just minutes after the attack, a chilling phone call was made to the Vallejo Police Department. In a calm, almost robotic voice, the caller claimed responsibility for both the Blue Rock Springs attack and the murders of Faraday and Jensen. This was the first of many taunting communications from the Zodiac, who seemed to relish the attention and fear he generated. The Zodiac used a variety of weapons in his attacks, including a 9mm handgun and a .22 caliber rifle. Though only 5 murders are definitively attributed to him, the Zodiac claimed to have killed as many as 37 victims in his letters. On July 31st, 1969, the San Francisco Chronicle, San Francisco Examiner, and Vallejo Times-Herald each received an identical handwritten letter. In these letters, the killer, signing himself the Zodiac, claimed responsibility for the murders and threatened further violence if his demands were not met. He included his now infamous symbol, a circle with a cross through it, and 1/3 of a complex cipher that he claimed contained his identity. The Zodiac's name and his use of astrological symbols in his letters suggest a possible fascination with astrology. The newspapers, under pressure from the Zodiac and fearing for public safety, published the letters and the cipher. A week later, a school teacher and his wife, Donald and Betty Harden, cracked the code. The message, filled with misspellings and strange ramblings, revealed the Zodiac's twisted motive. He was collecting slaves for the afterlife. Before the Zodiac's next attack, a chilling encounter occurred at Lake Berryessa. Linda Jensen, who was sunbathing with friends, reported seeing a man who may have been the Zodiac. She described him as having very smooth, parted hair, different from the police sketches circulating at the time. Could this discrepancy point to multiple individuals being involved, or was it simply a matter of conflicting witness accounts? On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac attacked again, this time at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. Cecilia Shepard, 22, and Brian Hartnell, 20, were enjoying a picnic when a man approached them wearing a bizarre hooded costume with the Zodiac symbol emblazoned on the front. He bound them with pre-cut lengths of clothesline and proceeded to stab them repeatedly. While Hartnell survived with severe injuries, Shepard tragically died from her wounds. The attack at Lake Berryessa marked a chilling change in the Zodiac's methods as he transitioned from shootings to a more personal and brutal stabbing attack. Some speculate his motives stemmed from a resentment of couples, a desire for notoriety, or a twisted sense of power. The Zodiac left a chilling message on Hartnell's car door, scrawling the dates of his previous attacks and a chilling declaration, "By knife." He then contacted the Napa Police Department, calmly reporting the crime and providing details only the killer would know. The Zodiac's final confirmed victim was Paul Stein, a 29-year-old San Francisco cab driver. On October 11, 1969, Stein was shot in the head at point-blank range while driving a fare in the Presidio Heights neighborhood. 3 teenagers looking out of a window witnessed the crime and provided a description of the killer to police. The Zodiac sent a letter to the San Francisco Chronicle claiming responsibility for Steiner's murder, along with a blood-stained piece of Steiner's shirt as proof. He continued to send letters and ciphers to the press for years, taunting authorities and keeping the Bay Area in a state of fear. Despite numerous suspects and countless theories, the Zodiac Killer has never been caught. Arthur Lee Allen, a former school teacher and convicted sex offender, was a prime suspect for many years, but evidence ultimately failed to definitively link him to the crimes. In recent years, a group of independent investigators known as the Case Breakers pointed to Gary Francis Post as a potential suspect, citing new forensic evidence and decoded ciphers. However, law enforcement has yet to confirm these findings. The Zodiac Killer case remains open, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. Will this notorious killer ever be unmasked? Will new technologies and investigative techniques finally bring justice to the victims and their families? Or will the Zodiac forever remain a shadowy figure haunting the annals of true crime history? What do you think? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and be sure to check out our other playlists for more thrilling content.